Good evening, students. Welcome to the second session of Basic Electrical Engineering, ESEE 101. Now, in this session, you will learn about the concept of sources and types, concept of AC and DC source, type of connection with resistor, inductor and capacitor, and at the last we will solve some numericals, and in the end of this session I will give some assignments. So first, before starting this source and its type topic, let us see what were the previous assignments. These are the previous assignments I had given. Let's solve this first. What will happen to the inductor if a DC 10 volt is applied to it? The inductor will act just as a short-circuited path in the circuit because the inductor doesn't work if the applied voltage is a DC source. Because in case of DC source, the rate of change of current is zero. That means for DC source, current is already constant. So for that, di dt is zero. And as we already know that for an inductor, V is equals to L into di divided by dt. So since di dt is zero, the inductor will not work. It will just act as a short-circuited path. Now, this first one is solved. Second, what are the types of energy stored in the inductor and capacitor? The inductor stored the energy in itself as magnetic form. That means the energy is magnetic type, magnetic energy, and a capacitor stores the energy in itself as electrical energy. Okay. Moving on to the third question. The current and voltage profile of an element versus time has been shown in the figure. In this, here you are observing the two characteristic curves of current with respect to time, and another one is voltage with respect to time. So let's see. Here you will see that in case of resistor, the voltage is always proportional to the current because V is equals to IR. So if R is your constant, if current is changing, if current is increasing, the voltage will increase. If current is decreasing, voltage will decrease. So it is linear relationship. So this element is not resistor because you can already see this curves. Sorry. Now, here at the end of 5 milliseconds, the current is not zero. See this point? Here current is not zero. But at this point, voltage is your 0 volt. So it cannot be a capacitor. On the other hand, the current through the element is 0 at t equals to 0 here, and at t equals to 5, voltage is 0. So this element is none other than an inductor. And it is also seen that the rate of change of current, that means the slope, M equals to di by dt. This value you already know from this characteristic curve. It is your 1 divided by 5 millisecond. So di dt equals to 0.2 into 10 to the power 3 ampere per second, and initial voltage you can calculate, as you already know, that V equals to L into di dt. So di dt you already know. So easily you can calculate the value of L. So ultimately the element is an inductor. Okay. So moving on to the today's topic, type of source. There are two types of basic source. One is voltage, another one is current. So voltage source we are denoting in a circuit like this. One point A, another point B, and in between the voltage is VAB. Here one battery or an external voltage source is connected. Either we can show it like this or like this. Okay. Now this is the DC kind of source. There are two types of current, direct current and alternating current. What is direct current? Direct current means the current value is constant. But if the current value is alternating in nature, like sinusoidal, okay, so that kind of current is called alternating current. So that kind of voltage source is also can be called as alternating voltage source. So this is the AC voltage source. That's how we represent it while adding in a circuit. So from the representation, you can say that this one is AC voltage source and this is the DC voltage source. This is the difference of representation. Now moving on to the current source. This is DC current of source. This source is delivering constant current in the circuit or whatever connected at the load end. Either we represent it like this or like this symbol. Okay. Next is dependent and independent source. Dependent source means this kind of source is dependent on other kind of value that is in the circuit. And what is independent source? This type of source works always independently. This doesn't depend whether there is a change of other quantities in the circuit. Let's take an example. Here you can observe that one voltage source, that is obviously one DC volt of 2 volt is given. One DC current source is given. You can see 11 ampere of value. Okay. This is dependent voltage source. This one is dependent current source. This is dependent voltage source and this one is dependent current source. Okay. Now it is depending on what? As you can see that 6 into Ix, that means the voltage is dependent on the current value of Ix. You can say that this is the current Ix passing through this 2 ohm resistor. Okay. And this dependent current source is depending on the value of Iy. Where is Iy? Iy is the current flowing through this 1 ohm resistor in downward direction. So if there is any change of Ix or Iy, this dVs, that means this dependent voltage source and dependent current source value will change simultaneously, but it doesn't affect this direct voltage source or direct current source. Fine. Okay. Now we will see the types of connection. There are two types of connection. One is series type, another one is parallel type. What is series type? Series type connection means one element, its end is connected with the first terminal or prime terminal of the second element. Here you can see that for R1 this is one terminal, this is second terminal. For R2, suppose this one is 1 prime This one is 2 prime. So series connection means the later part of R1 is connected with the first part of R2. That means 1 prime. Similarly, R2 and this is your R3 is connected in series. This is 1 triple dash. This point is 2 triple dash. So these are resistances are connected in series. Okay, let's take an example. Here 1 kilo ohm resistance R1, 2 kilo ohm resistance R2 and 6 kilo ohm resistance R3 have been taken. And among these resistances across the 1 kilo ohm 1 volt is developed, 2 kilo ohm 2 volt is developed, across 6 kilo ohm 6 volt is developed. So if all these are connected in series, total voltage will be simple addition of the voltages that generated. So total voltage is 9 volt. Okay, and same current will pass through this. So in series type of connection, same current will pass through all the elements, and the second part or later part of one element is connected to the first part of the second element. So this type of connection is called series type of connection. What is parallel type of connection? Here, parallel type of connection means for each element, the voltage will be always constant. Like this, R1, this is your 1, this is your 2. Okay, for R2, this is your 1 double dash, this is your 2 double dash. So as you can see, all the first terminals are connected and all the second terminals are connected, and across this resistances the voltage is always same. Across R1 voltage is V, across R2 voltage is V. Okay, so what will be the current flowing through each resistances? It will be I1 equals to V by R1, I2 V by R2, and if n number of resistances we connect, then current flow will be through the nth resistance will be In equals to V divided by Rn. So what will be the equivalent capacity, equivalent resistance observing from this side? It will be 1 by R total equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by Rn. And in series, you can see the clear difference. Here total resistance will be R1 plus R2 plus R3 up to Rn. Okay, let's take an example. Here you can see that across A and B, one resistance of 6 ohm R1 is connected with another set of series parallel connection. Here R2 and R3 are in series and R4 is in parallel. So what will be the equivalent resistance? We are observing from AB side. You can say clearly that 8 and 4 are in series. So net equivalent resistance of this side will be 12 ohm. Okay, this 12 ohm is parallel with R4. So this whole circuit equivalent resistance will be 12 parallel 12. So if you calculate 12 parallel 12, it will be 6. Okay, and this 6 ohm is in series with another 6 ohm. So net resistance we will see from AB terminal will be 12 ohm. Clear? So you can solve like this type of combination where one series type of combination is with parallel and with another, and like this here. So these type of combinations are called complex combinations, where series and parallel both type of combinations are used. Okay. Now series and parallel connections of the inductors. As you can see, this is L1, the value is L2 and value is L3. So what type of connection is this? By observing you can say that this is your series type connection. Okay, for series type connections, V1, V2 and V3 voltages are developed here. So total series inductance that we will see from this terminal AB will be L1 plus L2 plus L3 up to Ln if n number of elements are there. Okay. Fine. And if all these are connected in parallel, then it will be just similar to those resistors. 1 by LT equals to 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2 plus 1 by L3. And if there are n number of inductors, then it will be simply up to 1 by Ln. Okay, clear? Fine. Going to the next slide. Here we will learn about the series connection and parallel connection of the capacitors. Here it is the parallel connection. This one is your series connection. So for series connection, if we consider first, the capacitor will be little bit different. Why? Because it will be, if these are connected in series, the equivalent capacitance will be 1 by C equals to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. That means the parallel type of connection with respect to the resistor. That means whatever equivalent resistance are generated in parallel case of resistor and inductor will occur for series type of connection of capacitor. Okay. And if parallel connections of capacitors are done, then equivalent capacitance will be C1 plus C2 plus C3 up to Cn if n number of resistances, n number of capacitances are connected. Okay. Now let's see one example. Here 1 microfarad and 5 microfarad, two capacitors are connected in series with 8 microfarad in parallel. So first 1 and 5 microfarad are in series, so equivalent resistance of this combination will be in parallel. Okay, like this formula. So it will be 1 by 1 plus 1 by 8 equals to 1 by CS. So as you can see, the value of CS will be what? 8 by 9 microfarad. Okay. Now this 8 by 9 microfarad is in parallel with 8 microfarad. So net capacitance value will be here CS value 8 by 9 plus C3 value 8, because these are in parallel. So our calculation will be based on this series formula. Okay. So final value or equivalent value you can calculate very easily. Now let's solve some numericals. Question number 1. Find out the equivalent resistance across XY of the circuit shown in the figure. Here across the XY, you can see that this 2 ohm is in connected with point A, where 3 resistances 1, 2 and 5 are in parallel, and from this B point 2 resistances are connected in parallel. One is 3, one is 6, and this whole system is in parallel with 5 ohm. So let's solve it step by step. Okay, so as you can see that 1 ohm, 2 ohm and this 5 ohm are in parallel, so we will solve it by parallel theorem. Okay, so 1 by RAB equals to 1 plus half plus 1 by 5, it will be equals to 17 by 10, or RAB value will be 10 by 17 ohm. Okay, now these 3 ohm and 6 ohm are in parallel, so 3 ohm 1 by 3 and 1 by 6, that is 1 by 2. So RBC, that means across B point and C point, will be 2 ohm. Okay, now this 2 ohm, this RAB and this 2 ohm are in series, so series connection will be done like this: 2 plus 10 by 17 plus 2 equals to 4.59 ohm. So across this, that means for this line, equivalent resistance is 4.59 ohm, and with this another 5 ohm is in parallel, so your net equivalent resistance, that means across the XY, your equivalent resistance will be 5 into 4.59 divided by 5 plus 4.59, so ultimately you will get 2.39 ohm. So this is your ultimate value, that means R equivalent. Okay, next, moving on to the next problem. Here you can see that 2 capacitors C2 and C3 are in series, and with this series another 2 microfarad is in parallel, and this total system is in series with C4 of value 1 microfarad. So for capacitor, the formation is little bit of like C2 and C3. These are in series, so calculation will be like parallel. So like this 1 microfarad. Okay, again this 1 microfarad is in parallel with 2, so it will be connected or calculated like series connection. So total will be 2 plus 1, 3 microfarad. This 3 microfarad, that means the equivalent resistance of these system is in series with another 1 microfarad, that is C4. So it will be connected or calculated like parallel system. So 3 into C4 divided by 3 plus C4. So ultimately you will get 3 by 4 microfarad. Okay. Moving on to the next. This is one complex type of problem. Here this C1 and C2 is in series connection. Okay. Now this connection is in parallel with C3. So equivalent capacitance of C1, C2 and C3 we can write like this: C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2 plus C3. So equivalent calculation you can do. Okay. Next, this C equivalent 1, it is connected with C4 in series. Okay, so parallel calculation will be done. Now this total capacitance, that means this system's capacitance is in parallel with C5. Okay, is in parallel with C5. So we can write here C equivalent 3 equals to C equivalent 2 plus C5. Okay, and this system is in series with C6. So C equivalent 4 will be C equivalent 3 into C6 divided by C equivalent 3 plus C6. So this will be the ultimate value of the equivalent capacitance. We can write it like, since it is across the XY point, so it is C across XY. Okay, so next let's solve this one, where 150 volt DC battery. Okay, from the diagram you can recognize that this is the DC battery. Okay, 50 volt DC battery is connected with this kind of series parallel combination of resistors. So as you can see, this 2 ohm and 2 ohm are in parallel. Since all these are in resistor, so equivalent resistance will be 2 parallel to, that is 1 ohm. Okay, from this point A and B, 4 ohm and another 4 ohm are in series type of connection. Okay, this is parallel, this is series type of connection. So net resistance will be 8 ohm. Clear? Now this 8 ohm and this system, parallel system, are in also parallel. So net equivalent resistance of this system will be 1 into 8 divided by 1 plus 8. Okay, so this will be your 8 by 9, and this 8 by 9 ohm is in series with this 10. That's why 10 is added. Okay, so ultimately the value is 10.89 ohm. So for this combination, your total resistance is found out as 10.89. So we can draw this figure like this. This is your 50 volt. Okay, and this is your equivalent resistance, that is 10.89 ohm. So you can easily calculate what is the current flow into this system. Okay, so current flow from the source will be 50 divided by 10.89, that is 4.6 ampere. So this is your ultimate value. Okay, now these are some assignments that you need to solve, and before the next class we will solve this assignment. Okay, let me read it first. Question number 1, a resistive network is shown and you have to find out the equivalent resistance, that is R X Y will be what? Okay, and second, just similar to this but a little bit complex, the equivalent resistance across the XY for this type of combination. Okay, Thank you.